You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. We'll be right back. What's going on, everybody? You're watching Ladies in the Locker Room. Thanks for joining me tonight. We've got a great show lined up for you. I know you're excited. I know you want to talk about it. I know you want to hear about it some more. It's been a crazy weekend. And of course, we all know it was the Super Bowl this weekend. Some of you lost a lot of money. Some of you may have won a lot of money. I mean, you got to let me know who are our winners and who are our losers. I always tell people I don't bet on anything but myself. So I didn't lose any money, that's for sure. Because I bet on me. I don't be playing around out there. You guys out here betting on these games. I mean, it was crazy bets going on. There was a bet on how much cleavage that Rihanna was going to show, how much booty cheek she was going to show, how much skin, how much flesh. You guys lost really big because she didn't show any. So you guys were huge losers in that case. But it was a great game, as we all did see and love. It was a really, 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 this was a really, really, really good game for the first time in a long time. It wasn't a blowout, it went down to the wire. I mean, down to the last 8 seconds, I think it was down to the last 8 seconds. So it was a pretty, pretty awesome game. So it was a super weekend out in Arizona. Didn't get a chance to make it out there. I'm still, I'm still trying to get myself together about that. I didn't get out to Arizona. I really wanted to be there. And also, as you know, the NBA All Star Weekend is coming up this weekend. So last week there was a lot. I had someone say to me, "We don't know what's going on in the NBA. There's a lot of mixing up and shaking up and tossing and flipping around. People are going all over the place in the NBA. Um, tell me if it's me, or do you know about that too? It just seems like they're flip flopping players all over the place, just sending them some of everywhere, flip flopping them, sending them everywhere. So anyway, I don't know. We'll just have to see what it's going to be. We're going to get started today. We're going to first of all, we are going to talk about some of the trades. Of course, last week the Brooklyn Nets, they did trade Kyrie Irving. Well, first of all, he asked to be traded. That's what was said. And I told you last week he said something that I thought was really, really serious. He said I wanted to leave because I wanted to go to a team that celebrated me, not a team that tolerated me. So now I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, he earned that. He deserved that. He's been doing some stuff. He's been doing some things. Well, he is human. He is human. And humans are different. Some of them do a lot of stuff. Some of them don't do enough stuff. Some of them are a little different in all walks of life. So, I won't say he ever earned disrespect from anybody because that is what he said. The reasons why he left. He said he felt very, very disrespected. So I would imagine anybody as a woman, I wouldn't want to stay at a company that I felt very disrespected. And so that is why he said he left. Now, then next thing you know, Kevin Durant, they send Kevin Durant back in. And I think that one hurt a lot of people. I think that people actually thought that, okay, Kevin's gonna hang in there. Kevin to me has been just a silent partner. Kevin has been hanging in there, staying calm, cool, collective, getting in there, playing his game every night. Um, just getting there playing his game every night and staying away from all the drama. And there's been plenty of that. So I think that Kevin has kind of tried to show them that, hey, I just want to play ball. And I think he's done a really good job at that. He hasn't we never hear about Kevin doing anything but coming out every night and playing ball, and that's what he's done. So now they've traded Kevin away. In 2019, the Brooklyn Nets, they brought in Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden, and they were thought to be the dream team, the big three, the shooter, just the dominant force. But they weren't. It just never really happened. It just didn't gel. Together, the three of them only really played 16 games together. They did go on to one championship in those 4 years. They thought it was going to be a dynasty, and now that dynasty has been dismantled um, because it never really was a dynasty, unfortunately. And I hate it for them. They tried. Brooklyn Nets, I think, are going to have to do some rebuilding. Um, that's what I'm thinking right now. Some rebuilding. Let me see. Let's see what we got here. All right. Yep. Those are our Brooklyn Nets and Kyrie Irving. All right. Yeah. Now we got to talk about my guy, LeBron James. So, as you all know, LeBron James earned the title of NBA all time leading scorer, passing Kareem Abdul Jabbar last week. LeBron entered the game with let me get it right, 38,352 points. Oh my God. 38,352 points. And he only needed 36 to pass Kareem Abdul Jabbar. Well, he did it. He got that. He got 38 points altogether. So he did pass him. And, he finished the night with 38 points, 13 of 20 shooting, 4 of 6 from the three, and seven rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. He was balling, and he's still balling, and he has always earned the name King. And King James has done it again. And then here's the other thing. We're only halfway through the season. We're just at halfway mark. And he's already broke the record. So he's got a whole half of the season to go out. He's taken a couple of games out since winning the title. Everybody's like, what's wrong with LeBron? Ron, he's not playing. Now he won the title. You know what? I think he was playing hurt the whole time. And we all know he's not as young as he used to be, even though he's balling. But he's taking some days off, let his ankle heal, let his body heal, let his mind heal. Accomplishment is hard sometimes. Some people, if you ain't never accomplished nothing, you might not even know that. Yeah. So yeah, accomplishments is hard sometimes. And he cried, and I cried with him. And it was great to see Kareem Abdul-Jabbar right there on the court with him, and Magic, and just getting celebrated by his teammates. There was a lot of talk that KD didn't step up, or KD didn't congratulate him, or this and that. And you could hear on the mic, he said, "Man, no, I love you, man. I love you." You know, and that's all you ask. So congrats to Mr. LeBron James, King James, for surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's record. And they said that the only people that are close to him are at least 10,000 points behind, which that's going to go up by the end of this season. It's going to be more than 10,000. And I know Shaq was one of those people. Uh, but yeah, we're gonna go on. And well, it started me back in my Brooklyn Nets. I'm trying to get both of those to come up. No, there he is, King James. And I always say, I really love that picture. That's one of my favorites right there. One of my favorite pictures of LeBron James. Th- He looks like that cartoon character almost. He just almost looks superhuman, unreal. I'm looking at the tattoos, the muscles. Look at it, even the muscles in his hand. As my kids would say, look at the framework. I'm checking out the framework. Um, I love LeBron. I think he did a phenomenal, phenomenal job. And again, we salute you, King James. Number 23. And now, of course, there's a lot of talk. Where does he go from here? What does he do from here? He continues to play. He just continues to play. That's what he's going to do from here. Just continue to play. And he's got a whole season to go. He's got a whole season, a whole half of the season to score more points and to continue uh, creating his league. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. All right, those are my guys out there in Texas. I don't know what to say, but I've heard everything is big in Texas. Um, well, I don't know. I haven't been to Texas yet to find out, but that plate looked big, and then that could be my problem. That's why I'm looking a little big. That plate look a little big. I'm looking a little big. All right, I got my picture going here now. All right, so we're gonna move right on along, right here on past King James. And yet, you said it, ladies and gentlemen. Guess what? The USFL is coming back. United States Football League returns in April, April the 16th. Now, if you don't know about the USFL, that's spring football. That's football in the springtime, not in the wintertime. And I'm sorry, we had our break already. Um, that's our football in the springtime, not in the. Let me get you right there. Pause you right there. Not in the wintertime. Spring football is fun. It's a lot of teams, and it gives a lot of other players a lot of opportunities because so many of them, as you all know, there's only so many teams in the NFL, but they put out so many great players out of these colleges all year long. And some of these guys get to go to the USFL to continue to develop and to grow and move on into the NFL. NFL is still the big daddy of it all, but the USFL is a way for them to continue to develop and grow. And it's springtime. It's football in the springtime. I love it. I loved it, of course, as I tell you every year. I was a New Jersey General fan coming out of New Jersey, and they played with the New York Giants. And we had three teams in the same arena at one time. It was the Giants, the Jets, and the New Jersey Generals all played out of the same arena. So I'm looking forward to spring football once again. And like I said, I love it. I love it. It's not so cold. And if you live in somewhere like Chicago or New Jersey or some of these other places, it can be pretty cold. Where you're playing ball at. So spring football is a good thing. It's a good thing. All right. So we are going to move on to exactly where we got to go from this one. Well, you were all there last week for the big game, but we were all there. We were all watching the big game last week. And it was a big one. It was a really, really awesome game. It was the first time in a long time that there was a great game. It went down to the wire. The two quarterbacks, when I tell you it was exactly what I thought it would be. Both of those quarterbacks came out firing. I mean, Jalen Hurts, he hit that first one. Patrick came back and responded. I mean, they went back and forth, kind of just going back and forth at each other. And it was awesome. I mean, that's what you want to see at the end of the day. You want to see a good game. Now, I know there are some winners and there are some losers. And I know some of you lost your shirts and a few other things. I'm sorry for you about that, but yeah, I've been told. But these two guys right here did not disappoint. Neither one of them. They did exactly what they came out to do, and it was awesome to watch all the way to the end. It was not one of those Super Bowls where you can take a break. I'm gonna come back in third quarter because, no. You watched it from the beginning to the end, and it was really, really, really an awesome, awesome, awesome game for the first time in a long, 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 long time. So again, we all know that Kansas City won. Patrick Mahomes. Now, here's the other thing that they were saying that it's the first time that an MVP, because Patrick won MVP again for the league. And it's the first time that an MVP, for the first time in a long time, that someone who was awarded MVP also won the Super Bowl. And in the beginning of the game, it didn't look like he was going to win, but he did. He managed to pull it on off. And some say it's a jinx. They make you the MVP and then you don't win the Super Bowl. Well, that's not true. Patrick was the MVP and he won the Super Bowl. And again, when I tell you, it was, if you missed it, it's worth sitting down and watching even after it's all over with. Sit down, check it out, because it was definitely a good game. So we're gonna move on. Now, this was a Super Bowl that was said to be a history-making Super Bowl. It said it was just a lot of history being made for the first two black quarterbacks, two brothers. Um, just a lot of history. But there was another piece of history there I want to make sure that you guys knew about in Super Bowl 57. And that is, we are celebrating, ladies. We are celebrating. Aren't we celebrating? We are celebrating our first history being made, our first female coach in a Super Bowl. And her name is Miss Autumn Lockwood. And she's not just the first female, she's also the first African American female coach on a professional football team to be in a Super Bowl. And that's Miss Autumn Lockwood. Now, let's see. Autumn joined the team, I think, last year. She joined Philadelphia last year, and she's a sports performance coach. Uh, but she's there with them. Uh, as a strengthening and conditioning coach. Okay. Um, let's see. It says Lockwood joined the Philadelphia staff last August, and she fills the Eagles' role as their designated certified strength and conditioning coach. Strength and Conditioning Specialist, CSCS. You know, and she's cute. She's a cutie pie, and she looks good and fit. Um, she's also a member of the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Again, NSCA, the National uh, Strength and Conditioning Association. So she makes history as being the first African American coach and also the first woman coach in the Super Bowl. So we're gonna salute you, Miss Autumn Lockwood. We salute you, my girl. Go ahead with your bad self. Look at her, just right. Ain't nothing like having a woman tell you what to do. And I know these fellas, she out there looking at you like, excuse me, I know you don't think you finished. That's that face like, excuse me, I know you don't think you finished. Give me some suicides. Give me 10 laps. Give me some more push-ups. Look at that face right there. She looking like, I'm sorry. You call that a suicide? Uh-uh. Let's go get me some more. So again, we salute Miss Autumn Lockwood as to be the first black woman coach in a Super Bowl. We salute you, Autumn. We salute you, girl. And like I said, look at her right there. She looked like she running some things. Y'all fellas, I'm sorry, you're just in trouble. You just are. All right, so we got to talk about my guy, Aaron Rodgers. Y'all leave Aaron Rodgers alone. Aaron Rodgers will enter a voluntary solitary confinement on Monday. Well, yesterday, actually. Uh, the Packers are waiting on Aaron's decision and his future. If he wants to be traded, they're up to trading him if that's what he wants. If he wants to stay, then they'll keep him. So they're just waiting to see what he wants to do. So he's entering this voluntary solitary confinement. No talking, no light, just in the dark, just be quiet, becoming one with oneself. I'm like, okay, all right. So the Packers star QB plans to consider all options during his darkness retreat, detailing recently on the Pat McGee show that returning to Green Bay or asking for a trade or retiring, all the options are there. They're just all there. The team is respecting Rodgers' needs for time to make his decision, and Rodgers comes to the team with a request to play his 19th season elsewhere. Now, they're saying that's what he might do. His 19th season. We don't know if he's going to stay there, finish it out with Green Bay, or he's gonna go somewhere else. But when he come out of the darkness, when he come out of the chamber, we'll find out exactly what he decide he's gonna do. We're gonna take our next commercial, and then we will be right back.
Hello, guys. My name is Gloria. I am an instructor at LA Fitness Atlantic Station. I teach Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Saturdays we hike. We go to a different location. Our classes are 5:45 at Atlantic Station. There's kickboxing, there's body work, there's power circuit, everything you can imagine. And then we hike. We hike Kennesaw, Stone Mountain, the Palisades. We go everywhere. Come out and join us. Find out what your mission is and have fun while you do it. You can find me on Facebook, Gloria Jackson, and I want you to have fun while you get fit. Come join me.
All right, that's Miss Gloria Sunshine Jackson, as she was stating. Miss Gloria, that's she's no joke. Like she said, if you really want to get fit, come join her. I recorded her workouts. I've watched her work some people out, and when I tell you it's some serious stuff, girls, guys, this is the thing. Guys don't always think that they need uh well, they say it's just aerobics. It's just aerobics. It's not just aerobics. It's more to it than just aerobics. It's a lot going on here. And sometimes that's why guys are so stiff. They don't understand that it's not just aerobics, that they can be doing more. They can be doing more stuff and they should be doing more. So it's not just aerobics, guys. It is more stuff going on. All right. Well, the halftime show at the Super Bowl did not disappoint, as always. It didn't disappoint. Riri came out and did her thing. And everyone, there was even bets on that. Who she was going to bring, who was going to be her special guest. Was it going to be Drake? Was it going to be Eminem? Was it going to be someone else that she did she did a compilation with or something? And she kept saying she had a special guest. Well, we now all know who her special guest was. It was her baby bump. It was the baby inside her belly. That was her special guest. And no one that we knew, of course, the dancers knew, but I know they all probably had to sign all kind of waivers saying that they're not going to say anything. They're not going to disclose it because it was a surprise to the world that Riri is pregnant again. Now, she did just have her first son last year, and hey, she also crossed over the $1 billion status last year. She can have all the babies she wants. She could afford it. Now, how about that? She's definitely pregnant, but she's still dancing her routines and she did her thing. And look at that baby bump right there. That's the one right there. That's when you kind of say, "Up, yeah, she's definitely pregnant." In the beginning, it's like, did she gain weight? Or maybe she didn't lose the baby fat. You know how people like, did she gain weight? Or maybe she didn't lose that baby fat. What's going on? Well, that one right there, we know she's got another baby in the oven. I know they have a little boy and they're probably hoping for a little girl. Maybe she might want some more boys. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they'll be gorgeous, just like the other one. But we want to say congratulations to you, Riri. You did a great job. The Super Bowl, it was good. It was fun. We love Riri. If you love Riri's music, you loved it. So let me tell you something. I'm gonna be honest, and I tell everybody this all the time. Dr. Dre and them last year was a total phenomenon, and it didn't matter who they brought out this year, unless it was Tupac and Michael Jackson together. Last year's show was going to be a tough act for anybody to follow. But according to statistics, Riri not only topped it, Riri's numbers, they say more people watched her halftime show than actually watched the game. That is what the critics are saying, and the people that keep score. They said more people watched her show than watched the game. I was like, wow, really? It was a really great game. But like I said, Riri is Riri, and she's got a following. And they were just keeping up with her, I guess. So she did a great job. But again, I said it was going to be tough for anybody to beat Dr. Dre's show last year. Some people didn't like the thing she was on, and there's all kind of memes on the internet. They have it looking like Super Mario Brothers jumping off one of them things to the next one. Um, they got a lot of stuff going on the internet. You got to check it out. But the show, at the end of the day, if you like Riri's music, if you love her sound and her songs, then you enjoyed it. If you wanted to see more of extravaganza, sorry, she was pregnant. She still did a great job. And like I said, the numbers don't lie. The numbers said that she did better than the game itself. And that's her story, and we're sticking to it. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time to checking me out tonight for Ladies in the Locker Room. Again, if you are a sports person, you love to talk sports, you know a little bit about sports, hit me up at ladiesintheLockerRoom at gmail.com. That's ladies in the locker room at gmail.com. Hit me up so we can have a conversation. I love to have you on my show. I'm also looking for any professional athletes or athletes who are former athletes. I always like to hear from the professionals to tell me about the sport. We are the people on the sidelines looking in, but you guys are inside. You know what it feels like. Like I said about LeBron, sometimes it just he needed a moment. Okay, Kyrie, he's weird. Aaron Rodgers, weird. They're human. They're people. No one said that there was a blueprint on how to be a professional athlete. And if that's what you thought, you are so sadly confused. Join me again next Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And again, if you would like to be on my show, hit me up, ladiesinlocker.room at gmail.com, and send me a message. Let me know what you're thinking, what you want to talk about. Other than that, we will see you all back here next week. And again, thank you so much for joining me on this week's edition of Ladies in the Locker Room. See you next week.